Manila, Philippines, October 1st, 1975, 4:47 in the morning. Muhammad Ali sits alone on the edge of a hotel bed that isn't his. Room 1, 1844. The Hilton. He's wearing the same clothes from yesterday. White shirt, half unbuttoned, black pants wrinkled. No shoes. His hands rest on his knees. He's been sitting like this for 3 hours. The Thrilla in Manila happens in 10 hours. Outside, the city is still dark. Inside, the air conditioning hums. Ali doesn't move. His face is blank, not the face the world knows, not the face that shouts poetry and dances for cameras. This is the face underneath, the one he shows to no one. On the nightstand, a telephone, black plastic. It hasn't rung. He keeps looking at it anyway. This isn't his room. His room is 5 floors up, suite with his name on the door. His team is there. His wife is there. His entourage is there. 15 people waiting for him to come back from his walk. That was 3 hours ago. He took the elevator down instead of up, walked to the front desk, asked for a room. Any room, somewhere quiet. The clerk recognized him, started to say something. Ali put a finger to his lips. The clerk handed him a key. Room E 44. Ali took it. Didn't say thank you. Just walked. Now he sits. The room smells like cigarettes and disinfectant. Someone else's life. Someone else's problems. Ali likes that. For 3 hours, he's been someone else. Someone who doesn't have to fight Joe Frazier in 10 hours. Someone who doesn't have to be Muhammad Ali. His hands are shaking. Have been shaking since yesterday afternoon. Small tremors. Nothing big. Just enough to notice. He holds them up. Studies them in the dim light from the window. Studies the fingers that have thrown 10,000 punches. Studies the knuckles that have broken bones and noses in careers. They look old. Older than 33. Older than they should. He thinks about Zaire. Last year. The rumble in the jungle. George Foreman. Everyone said Foreman would kill him. Foreman hit harder than anyone. Foreman was younger, stronger, meaner. Ali won. Rope-a-dope. Let Foreman punch himself tired. Then finished him in the 8th. The world called it genius. Ali called it survival. But that was Foreman. Foreman hit hard, but Foreman didn't hate him. Frazier hates him. Real hate. The kind that doesn't go away after the bell rings. The kind that lives in the chest and grows and waits. Ali created that hate, fed it, nurtured it, called Frazier an Uncle Tom, called him ignorant, called him ugly, did it on television, did it in newspapers, did it because it sold tickets, did it because controversy made him relevant, did it because the world wanted a villain and a hero, and Ali chose which one Frazier would be. Frazier never forgave him. They fought twice before. 1971. Frazier won. Broke Ali's jaw, put him in the hospital. First loss of Ali's career. The world saw Ali bleed, saw him human, saw him defeated. Something changed that night. Not in the world, in Ali, Ranora. They fought again. Ali won. 12 rounds. Decision. Not a knockout, not dominance, just survival. Ugly fight. Both men damaged. Both men older afterward. Ali won, but it didn't feel like winning. Now Manila. The third fight. The one that ends it. The one that answers everything. Except Ali doesn't want to answer anything anymore. He wants to be in room 1844 where nobody knows his name. His left eye throbs. Has been throbbing since training yesterday. Sparring partner caught him clean. Not hard, just precise. Just enough to remind Ali that his reflexes are slower than they were. That his body is tired. That 33 is old for a fighter. That he's fought too many rounds. Taken too many punches. Said too many words he can't take back. The telephone on the nightstand sits silent. He wants to call someone. Doesn't know who. His mother is in Louisville. She doesn't know about fights. Doesn't want to know. She knows about her son. The one who used to be Cassius Clay. The one who was sweet and fast and young. She doesn't know Muhammad Ali. The character. The performance. The man who called another man an Uncle Tom on national television. He wants to call his father. But his father drinks. Will be drunk by now. Will say something about pride. About being a man. About standing tall. Ali doesn't need that. Needs something else. Doesn't know what. He thinks about calling Bundini. Bundini Brown, his cornerman, his hype man, the one who shouts float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, until it becomes true. But Bundini is upstairs with the others, waiting, expecting Ali to walk back in with a smile and a joke and a story about where he's been. Ali has no stories tonight. The shaking in his hands gets worse. He stands, paces, 5 steps to the window, 5 steps back. The room is small, feels smaller with him in it. He's 6'3", takes up space even when he doesn't want to. even when he wants to disappear. At the window he looks out. Manila is waking up. Lights in buildings, cars on streets, people starting their day. Normal people. People who will go to work and come home and eat dinner and sleep and wake up and do it again. People who don't have to fight Joe Frazier. He envies them. That thought stops him. Stands there, frozen. Envies people who will never be remembered, who will never be great, who will never be anything except what they are. Small lives, quiet lives, safe lives. When did he start envying that? He remembers being 18, Louisville, golden gloves, fighting in gyms that smelled like sweat and blood and dreams. He wasn't afraid then, wasn't afraid of anything. The world was small and simple. You won or you lost. You got hit or you didn't. You went home at the end of the night. Then Rome. Olympics, gold medal, came home a champion, threw the medal in the Ohio River because a restaurant wouldn't serve him. Black skin, wrong skin, champion didn't matter. The medal didn't matter. Only the skin mattered. That's when he learned to talk, learned to perform, learned to make himself so loud and so big and so undeniable that they had to pay attention, had to acknowledge him, had to see him as human instead of decoration. The talking worked, made him famous, made him rich, made him Muhammad Ali, made him the greatest. Except somewhere in the talking, he forgot how to be quiet, forgot how to sit in a room alone, without the performance, without the mask. Now he's 33, sitting in someone else's room, hands shaking, eye throbbing, body tired. And in 10 hours, he has to be Muhammad Ali again, has to float like a butterfly, has to sting like a bee, has to be unbeatable even though he feels breakable. He sits back down on the bed, thinks about what happens if he loses, if Frazier beats him, really beats him, not a decision, a knockout, puts him down, puts him out, ends him. The world will say he got old, got slow, got what he deserved for the things he said, the cruelty, the arrogance, the performance that went too far. They'll say Frazier was the better man, always was, that Ali was just theater, just words, just smoke. Maybe they'll be right. That thought sits in his chest, heavy, cold. Maybe they'll be right. Maybe he is just theater. Maybe the butterfly is tired. Maybe the bee has no sting left. Maybe Muhammad Ali is just Cassius Clay wearing a mask that's getting too heavy to hold up. He looks at the telephone again, picks it up, holds it, listens to the dial tone. That steady hum, proof the world still exists, proof there are people out there, people he could call, people who would answer. He puts the phone down, because what would he say? That he's scared, that he's tired, that he doesn't want to fight Joe Frazier, that he wishes he never said those things, that he wishes he could take it all back and just be a fighter instead of a symbol. You can't say those things when you're Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali doesn't get scared, doesn't get tired, doesn't have regrets. Muhammad Ali is the greatest. The greatest doesn't hide in hotel rooms at 5 in the morning, but Cassius Clay does. He closes his eyes, breathes, in through the nose, out through the mouth. The way Angelo Dundee taught him. Angelo, his trainer, the one who's seen every fight, every round, every moment. Angelo knows, has always known, that underneath the performance, underneath the poetry, underneath the confidence, there's a man who bleeds like everyone else. Angelo never said it out loud, never had to. They have an understanding. Ali performs, Angelo prepares. Ali talks, Angelo listens. Ali pretends to be invincible. Angelo makes sure he survives. 6 hours now. 6 hours until he has to leave this room. Has to go back upstairs, has to put on the mask, has to be Muhammad Ali again. He wonders if Frazier is awake, if Frazier is scared, if Frazier is sitting in his own room somewhere, hands shaking, body tired, wondering if he can do this one more time. Probably not. Frazier has something Ali doesn't have anymore. Frazier has hate, real hate, the kind that burns, the kind that fuels you when your body wants to quit. Ali created that hate. Now Frazier will use it, will feed off it, will let it carry him through the pain and the exhaustion and the damage. What does Ali have? What's left after you've been the greatest? After you've beaten everyone? After you've said everything? After you've performed for so long you forgot who you were before the performance started? He doesn't know. The room gets brighter. Sun coming up. Manila waking. Ali hasn't slept. Knows he won't. Doesn't matter. He's fought on no sleep before. Fought injured. Fought sick. Fought when everyone said he was finished. This is just another fight. Just another performance. Just another day of being Muhammad Ali. Except it doesn't feel like just another fight. It feels like the last one. Not because it's scheduled to be. Not because contracts say so. Because something inside him is different now. Something broke and he doesn't know when. Doesn't know how to fix it. Just knows it's broken. 7 o'clock. 3 hours until he has to leave this room. He stands again. Goes to the mirror above the dresser. Looks at himself. Really looks. Not the way he looks before cameras. Not the performance face. Just the face. Lines around his eyes. Gray in his beard. Scar tissue on his brows. Nose that's been broken twice. Jaw that still aches sometimes from 19. This is what fighting does. What being great does. It marks you. Changes you. takes pieces of you and doesn't give them back. He touches his face, feels the skin, feels the bone underneath, feels the damage, all the damage, visible and invisible, the kind that shows and the kind that doesn't. In 10 hours there will be more damage, more pain, more pieces taken, because that's what happens when you fight Joe Frazier. You survive or you don't. There's no middle ground, no easy way, just violence and will, and whoever has more of both. Ali used to have more, used to have endless reserves, endless energy, endless belief. Now he has enough. Maybe, if he's lucky, if his body cooperates, if his mind stays sharp, if the performance holds. 8 o'clock, 2 hours. He sits on the bed one last time, closes his eyes, tries to find it, that thing inside, that thing that made him great, that thing that let him beat Sonny Liston when he was 22 and scared and everyone said he'd die, that thing that let him refuse Vietnam and lose everything and come back anyway, that thing that let him take George Foreman's punches until Foreman had nothing left. He searches for it, that fire, that certainty, that unshakable belief that he's supposed to win, that he's destined to win, that he's Muhammad Ali, and Muhammad Ali doesn't lose. He can't find it, searches deeper, looks in every corner of himself, every memory, every fight, every moment of glory, every moment of doubt conquered, every time he proved them wrong, every time he made the impossible possible. Nothing, just exhaustion, just fear, just a 33-year-old man sitting in a hotel room that isn't his, wishing he was someone else. He opens his eyes, stands, walks to the door, puts his hand on the handle. This is the moment, the turning point. The place where everything changes, or everything ends. He can stay, can call down to the front desk, can tell them to cancel it, can tell them Muhammad Ali is tired, that he's done, that there's no fight today, that Joe Frazier wins by forfeit. The world would never forgive him, would call him a coward, would say the talking finally caught up to him, would say he was afraid, would strip everything away, the legacy, the legend, the greatest, all of it gone. But he would be free, would be Cassius Clay again, could go home to Louisville, could live a quiet life, could watch fights on television instead of being in them, could grow old without growing older from punches, could let someone else be the greatest. His hand stays on the handle. 30 seconds pass. Then something happens. Small, barely noticeable. The shaking in his hand stops. Not because the fear is gone, because something else arrives. Something older than fear. Something deeper than doubt. Responsibility. Not to the world. Not to the cameras. Not to the performance. To Joe Frazier. To the man he called an Uncle Tom. To the man whose dignity he damaged because it made good television. To the man who hates him for reasons that are real and earned and justified. He owes Frazier this fight. Owes him the chance to take back what Ali stole. Owes him the respect of showing up. Of being present. Of giving everything even when there's nothing left to give. Owes him the truth of violence instead of the theater of words. Ali opens the door. Walks into the hallway. Fluorescent lights. Carpet worn from years of strangers walking. The elevator at the end. He walks toward it. Each step heavier than the last. Each step carrying him closer to what comes next. In the elevator he presses 23. His floor. The doors close. The machinery hums. The box rises. Ali watches the numbers light up. 19, 20, 23. The doors open. His suite is at the end of the hall. He can hear voices inside. His team. Waiting. Worried probably. Angry maybe. He doesn't care. He's not coming back for them. He's coming back because there's nowhere else to go. Because running only works if you have somewhere to run to. Because being Muhammad Ali is the only thing he knows how to be anymore. He opens the door. Bundini sees him first. Jumps up. Starts to say something. Ali holds up a hand. Bundini stops. Reads Ali's face. Sits back down. Quiet. Angelo is there. Looks at Ali. Doesn't ask where he's been. Doesn't need to. Just says, "You ready?" Ali nods. Lies. Says, "I'm ready." Angelo knows it's a lie. They both know. But Angelo doesn't push. Just says, "Good. We leave in 90 minutes. Ali goes to his room. Shuts the door. Sits on his own bed. His real bed. In his real room. With his real life waiting outside. He doesn't sleep. Doesn't try. Just sits. Breathes. Waits. 90 minutes later, they leave for the arena. The Araneta Coliseum. 28,000 people. Cameras from around the world. The Thrilla in Manila. The fight everyone will remember. The fight that will define both men. The fight that will hurt more than any fight should. In the dressing room, Ali is silent. Doesn't perform. Doesn't recite poetry. Doesn't dance. Just wraps his hands. Methodical. Precise. Each wrap a small act of faith that he'll survive what comes next. Angelo asks if he's okay. Ali says yes. Another lie. Angelo lets it pass. The walk to the ring feels longer than it is. Thousands of faces. Screaming. Cheering. Hating. Loving. All wanting something from him. All needing Muhammad Ali to be Muhammad Ali. He gives them what they want. Raises his arms. Shouts. Performs. The mask back in place.
But inside, in the quiet space where Cassius Clay still lives, he knows the truth. He's not here because he wants to be. He's here because he has to be. Because he created this. Because he destroyed Joe Frazier with words, and now Frazier gets to destroy him with fists. Because that's fair. Because that's what you owe someone when you take their dignity. The fight starts. 14 rounds of violence. Not boxing. Violence. Frazier comes forward like he promised. Like he's been promising for 4 years. Comes forward with all that hate. All that accumulated rage. All that pain from being called less than human on television. He throws punches that aren't meant to score points. Meant to hurt. Meant to break. Meant to punish. Ali gives it back. Not because he's Muhammad Ali. Because he's trapped. Because there's nowhere to go. Because Frazier won't let him run. Won't let him dance. Won't let him perform. Just makes him fight. Makes him bleed. Makes him human. By round 10, both men are damaged. Faces swollen. Eyes closing. Bodies breaking. The heat in Manila is suffocating. 120 degrees. The ring feels like a furnace. Both men are cooking. Both men are dying. Both men keep fighting. Because stopping would mean the other one was right about you. Round 11. Round 12. Round 13. Ali finds something. Not the thing he was looking for in room 18044. Something else. Something smaller but more real. Not the belief that he'll win. Just the refusal to quit. Not because he's great. Because he's stubborn. Because he told Joe Frazier he'd be here, and he's here, and he'll stay here until someone makes him leave. Round 14. Frazier's corner stops it. Won't let him come out for the 15th. Frazier is blind. Both eyes swollen shut. Can't see. Can't fight. Can't continue. His trainer, Eddie Futch, makes the decision. Says no one will forget what you did here today. Ali wins. Technical knockout. 14th round. In his corner, Ali collapses. Doesn't celebrate. Doesn't raise his arms. Doesn't perform. Just sits on the stool. Head down. Body finished. Angelo cuts off his gloves. Wipes his face. Doesn't say anything. Nothing to say. They both know what this cost. Later in the dressing room, a reporter asks Ali how he feels. Ali looks at him. Face unrecognizable. Swollen. Damaged. Says something that becomes famous. Says this was the closest thing to dying I've ever known. Not poetry. Not performance. Just truth. The world calls it the greatest fight ever. The one that proved both men were warriors. The one that elevated boxing to art. The one that showed what human beings are capable of when they refuse to surrender. Ali never talks about room 1844. Never tells anyone about the 5 hours he spent alone. Hands shaking, wondering if he could do it. Never admits that he almost didn't show up. Never admits that the greatest was terrified. But after Manila, something changes. Ali fights 5 more times. Wins some, loses some. But the fire is gone. The performance continues, but the belief underneath it dies. He retires in 1981, 39 years old. Too many punches. Too many rounds. Too much damage. The world remembers Muhammad Ali as the greatest. The man who never doubted, never feared, never broke. The world doesn't know about the man in room 1844, the one who sat alone, the one who forgot how to float. Only Ali knows that man, the real man, the one underneath the performance, the one who showed up anyway, not because he was unbeatable, because he owed Joe Frazier the truth, owed him the respect of real violence, instead of theatrical cruelty, owed him the dignity of being hurt back. That's the fight no one talks about, not the one in the ring, the one in room 1844, the one where Ali fought himself, the one where Cassius Clay had to convince Muhammad Ali to keep being Muhammad Ali, even though Muhammad Ali was tired of being Muhammad Ali. He won that fight too. Barely. By decision. By showing up. By walking out of that room, and into the hallway, and onto the elevator, and into the suite, and into the car, and into the ring. That's what greatness actually is. Not the performance. Not the poetry. Not the confidence. The showing up. The doing it anyway. The fighting when you're terrified. The being present when you want to disappear. The paying your debts even when the currency is pain. Muhammad Ali was the greatest. Not because he was unbeatable. Because he beat himself first. Every single time. In rooms no one saw. In moments no one knew about. In that long walk from doubt to decision. The world saw the float. The sting. The butterfly and the bee. They never saw the man sitting on the bed at 5 in the morning, hands shaking, searching for a reason to stand up. That man was greater than the performance ever was. That man showed up. That man fought Joe Frazier for 14 rounds in Manila heat. That man paid his debt. That man was the real Muhammad Ali. The one too tired to float, too hurt to sting, but not too broken to show up. That's the legacy, not the victories. The showing up. Room 11844, 47 in the morning. The moment everything changed. The moment no one saw. The moment that made the Thrilla in Manila possible. The moment Muhammad Ali forgot how to be great and learned how to be real instead.